got the G7 chord, right? How's that? Have you guys, these guys didn't practice, but all the rest of you guys.
I'll never say it again.
Did you practice switching to that G7th chord?
Yeah.
From the F?
Yeah.
Do you remember how I told you what was the easiest way to switch to it?
Okay.
Pivot, exactly. So if you're on the F chord, you're on the F chord here, and your hand overall is pretty parallel to the frets. But when you want to play that G7th chord, you got to pivot towards the top on your index finger, so these two fingers will fit in the right place. Because otherwise, it's really hard to cram them in when your hand is in that position. So you need that pivot. Okay. So why don't we go over a few songs with the C, F, and G7th chord, and I guess we're throwing I heard the C7th transition chord being added, which was very impressive. And we'll work on that a little bit, and then I'm going to introduce you to the A minor chord. Okay? And once you do the A, well, it's really tough. It's another one finger chord. And once you have that A minor chord, it's amazing all the songs you can play. In fact, play almost every Taylor Swift song, I know that. I heard that the one that she just did a 10-minute version of on, what is it, All Too Well? Or on Saturday Night Live, and it's those fantastic 4 chords. So, all right, well, let's do Homegrown Tomatoes.
Sorry. It's okay.
Let's do Homegrown Tomatoes. Let's see, once you get there, I can go pretty easy. It's there somewhere. There you go. There you go. So this all the way through is just C, F, and G7 all the way through. Okay? So that'll let you focus a little bit more on the words and everything too. So, and then we're going to do our down and up strum, and we're going to accent on
2 and 4.
the 2 and the 4. All right, there you go. So let's all start in on the C chord. Play along with me. Nothing in the world that I like better than bacon and lettuce and homegrown tomatoes. Up in the morning, out in the garden, get you a ripe one, don't get a hard one. Eat 'em in spring, eat 'em in summer, a winter without 'em's a culinary bummer. I forget all about the sweating and digging every time I go out and pick me a big one. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What would life be without homegrown tomatoes? There's only 2 things that money can't buy. That's true love and homegrown tomatoes. Play that again, C. F. G7. Back to C. You can go out and eat, and that's for sure, but there's nothing that a homegrown tomato won't cure. Put 'em in a salad, put 'em in a stew, you can make your very own tomato juice. Eat 'em with eggs, eat 'em with gravy, eat 'em with beans, pinto or navy. Put 'em on the side, put 'em in the middle, put a homegrown tomato on a hot cake griddle. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What would life be without homegrown tomatoes? There's only 2 things that money can't buy. That's true love and homegrown C chord, F, G7, If I was to change this life I lead, I'd be Johnny Tomato Seed. 'Cause I know what this country needs, homegrown tomatoes in every yard you see. When I die, don't bury me in a box in a cemetery. Out in the garden would be much better, 'cause I could be picking up homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What would life be without homegrown tomatoes? There's only two things that money can't buy, that's true love and homegrown. One time through, C, F, G7, back to C, G7, C. Oh, got you there at the end. That's a real typical ending for a bunch of songs. We call it the shave and a haircut ending. Some of you will know what that is. Some of you will have no idea what I'm talking about. But it's the shave and a haircut, 2 bits. Okay. So if you do dun 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 dun. So it's a nice tidy way to end a song. Hey there. So if you're ever playing together like in a uke group with a bunch of people and they say shave and haircut, shave and haircut. So in the key of C, it's the C, G7, C. Let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bum, ba, 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 ba. Bum, bum. C, 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 C. G7, C. C, 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 C. G7, C. C, 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 C. G7, C. Now what did I say was the easiest way to switch between the C and the G7? No, that's not the pivot one. The C to the G7. The slide. Right. Right. Because you have your ring finger here on the 3rd fret, and just slide it down to the 2nd fret and put those 2 down and slide back up to the 3rd. Yeah?
I've been doing the 2-7 now. I was putting my fingers like, oh, that's not right.
So let's try it. Let's do it. Let's do it a few times. That's something we can work on in some of the songs. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. C, 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 C. G7, C. Again. C, 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 C. G7, C. C, C, C. Slide that finger down. G7, C. C, 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 C. G7, C. C, 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 C. G7, C. C, 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 C. G7, C. Okay, if you now. I see you're not quite using the slide.
No.
The more you use the slide, the more quickly you can switch those chords. Okay? That's why I'm doing that. So the less you have to take your fingers off the fretboard and kind of move them all around, the easier and more quickly you can.
Get mine way too far out.
Yeah.
Gotta come back.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, you can keep the fingers that you're going to play the next chord on pretty close to where they're going to go. So let's do one more chorus and let's do the shave and haircut, and I'll signal you for the shave and haircut. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What would life be without homegrown tomatoes? There's only 2 things that money can't buy, that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. Woo! All right. What's the other thing? Oh, that 2 and the 4. Do you remember what I said that's really beneficial for?
Keeping you constant.
Constant tempo, right. So if you do a little bit of body movement when you're doing that, if you saw me, I was probably stomping my foot. That reinforces that to the floor, okay? All right. Let's see what else. Let's not do that one yet. Let's do This Land Is Your Land.
The Ben version or the Woody version?
The Ben version.
Right, I like it.
Is there any other? So this one, we're using the C7 for what?
Transition.
Ooh. Do you have the gold stars? Or the gold?
I have chocolate.
Oh, that's good. That's better.
Should I bring that in?
Right, so in here, we're going to use, in the chorus, we're going to use the C7th chord to move us from the C to the F. So let me show you that real quick. We could just stay on the C, but it's more interesting to use that C7 to walk down. This land is your land. This land is my land. From the Motor City to Mackinac Island. From the sea. So it goes C, 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 C7, bum, bum, F. Okay, it gives it a nice little, and you notice I could have done it in all the verses, but a good thing if you do it too much,
It's not a good thing.
it's not a good thing, right? That's right. So I just threw it in the chorus, okay? So let's give it a try. We'll take it nice and easy. You guys know the tune, even if you didn't know the real words to it. So here we go. We'll just a few measures of C chord. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. This land is your land. This land is my land. From the Motor City to Mackinac Island. Transition from the pine tree forest to the Great Lakes waters. Michigan was made for you and me. As I was driving that ribbon of highway, I saw orange barrels all along my way. I hit a pothole and blew a tire. Michigan was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From the Motor City to Mackinac Island. From the pine tree forest to the Great Lakes waters. Michigan was made for you and me. In the UP, I ate a pasty. Lake Superior's beautiful. Black flies are nasty. And all around me, Upers were sounding. Michigan was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From the Motor City to Mackinac Island. From the pine tree forest to the Great Lakes waters. Michigan was made for you and me. night all the robins sweetly singing. Michigan was made for you and me. One more time. This land is your land. This land is my land. From the Motor City to Mackinac Island, from the pine tree forests to the Great Lakes waters, Michigan was made for you and me. Let's do the Michigan was made for you and me part. Michigan was made for you and me. One more time with that part. Michigan was made. Hey, shaving a haircut. Woo! That's called when you like repeat the last line. That's called a tag. You know, you hear someone say tag it, and then you kind of repeat that one part over again. How was that as far as?
I know how to practice now.
There you go.
Practice without looking at it. I mean,
Absolutely.
check it, but if you keep checking every single chord, you're never going to find it.
That's absolutely
You
right.
get so far behind.
Well, that's what I said last week was not only what you're just focusing on everything.
Yes.
So, wean yourself off looking at it. And the other thing, what it does is it helps you hold the ukulele straight out, and that'll help your fingering better. So that when we're all starting at first, we are looking.
I noticed. That's what I just had to because I was getting so far back. It was
But the more you practice without looking, the more your hands
nose.
will just know how far to go for the chords, how far over to go for a string. So that's a good point. Let's see. Nope. So let's take a look at Jamaica Farewell. Whoa, there we go. So this one was made famous by Harry Belafonte. He credits the writing to this guy, Lord Burgess, but another Jamaican guy. But let me play a little of it, and you tell me what you hear different. It's the same. It's just like Homegrown Tomatoes, right? It's F or C, F, and G7 all the way through. Listen to it and see what you think. What was I doing a little different there?
Strumming with the thumb.
Yep. And what was I wasn't doing just a straight down chord, I was going, which is, the word for that when you do each note individually?
Plucking?
What's
Is
that?
it plucking?
No, plucking would be more like this. It's arpeggiation. Okay, if you ever hear of an arpeggio, it's the individual notes. Like,
The Aristocats sing about it.
they do?
Yeah, they do.
That's the only way I know.
I gotta check that out. I've never seen that movie.
Oh,
I gotta see it, okay. Do you have it here that we
I
can
think
check out?
probably.
Okay, I'll do that before I leave. So that little arpeggiation gives it a little bit of a calypso feel. And so if you just played it straight, you could play it straight. Down the way where the nights are gay and the sun shines gaily on the mountain top. I took a trip on a sailing ship, and when I reached Jamaica, I made a stop. Sounds okay, it's the right chords, but it kind of sounds more like it's from Jamaica, New York or something, right? So if we can get that little arpeggiation there, and tell me what beat you hear it on. 1, 2 on the 2, right? Okay. So I'm going to show you the most important chord in the whole wide world right now. It's not written down anywhere because it's a secret. So take your left hand and just put it gently on the strings. Not enough to make individual notes, but just enough to make it. Okay, this is called the Zed chord. Okay, you do this for, I don't know, about 30 minutes. I'm going to go outside a little bit and wander around. But this is really helpful to learn rhythms. And it's also great if you get in some song that has some chords you never saw before. You can go like, you know, if you had C, I know that. F, D flat minor. Back to C, yeah. All right. So it's a good one to bail you out of trouble. But it's really nice for learning rhythms and strum patterns, because I feel like if you get the rhythms and the strum patterns internalized and you don't have to think about them so much, then you can focus on the chords and the melody and things like that. So let's try this Zed chord with the calypso strum. Well, it's kind of a faux calypso strum. The arpeggiated bend strum, we'll call it. And so just lay your hands gently. Here's what we're gonna do. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and down, and 3, and 4, and down, and 3, and 4, and down. And you just kind of let your hand fall down, or your thumb fall down over the strings. You don't have to.
Zed that thing.
Here, try it. Remember how we talked about before, kind of putting your hand like this? That helps with this strum. Now I'm thinking about it. Hit it with the fleshy part of your thumb, that arpeggiation. And I'm hitting the other ones with my index finger. My nail is on the down and the flesh part's on the up part, so that down, down, up, down, up, down, up, 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 down, down, up, down, up, down. It could be a song all in itself. All right. So that's that works well for like an island kind of song. Actually, and you could fit them in other songs too. I mean, you see me play, I'm throwing that arpeggiation in a lot, but especially for something like this, it gives it more of that island feel. So this will be something, you know, we'll work on over the weeks and add them into different songs and things. So let's go through it and try to put that arpeggiation in. If you're still really working on just switching the chords, that's fine. Just play your straight strum accent on the 2 and the 4, whether you're doing the arpeggiation or not. Okay? Now we'll take it kind of nice and slow. 1, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, start on the C chord. F. Let me do it a little slower. I was thinking, God, I'm going so slow, and then we started playing. It's like, no, that's not as slow as I thought it was. Officer, really? I thought it was slower than that. Here we go.
Practice.
1, 2, 1, 2, C chord. F, G7, and C. C, F, G7, and C. Down the way where the nights are gay and the sun shines daily on the mountain top. I took a trip on a sailing ship, and when I reached Jamaica I made a stop, but I'm sad to say I'm on my way. I won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. Had to leave a little girl in Bath Township town. Sounds of laughter everywhere, and the dancing girls sway to and fro. I must declare, my heart is there, though I've been from Maine to Mexico. But I'm sad to say I'm on my way. I won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. Had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Down at the market you can hear ladies cry out, while on their heads they bear ackee rice. Saltfish are nice and the rum is fine any time of year. But I'm sad to say I'm on my way. I won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. Had to leave a little girl in. Let's do the chorus again. But I'm sad to say I'm on my way. I won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. Had to leave a little girl in. Tag it with the G7. I had to leave a little girl, see, in Kingston town. Had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Now listen to what I'm going to do at the end. Ooh, what ending was that?
Cha-cha-cha.
Cha-cha-cha. All right. Except I like to call it cha-cha-chop. Because you hear what I do at the end? I mute it, right? If I didn't mute it, it'd be... which kind of takes the effect out of the cha-cha-cha to me. Okay, all I'm doing is just touching the strings with like the heel of my hand. Any part of your hand will mute it, and you don't have to go, okay? All you have to do is barely touch the strings, and you'll get that mute. So let's practice that a little bit. This we'll use on, end up using this on a bunch of songs, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Cha-cha-cha. 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 Better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Good. 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 9, 8, 7, 6. All right. Now, did you hear how when we first started doing that, there were some ones that were ringing out a little, and by the time we got through it about 4 times, it was tight, right? Good job. Good job. Yeah, that comes in handy. Muting and everything comes in handy in a lot of songs, and maybe as we go along, I learned some new, learned some new chords. We'll learn a couple of those, a little bit different strums. Is that something you guys are interested in as we go? So, all right. Now the moment you've all been waiting for. Oh, this is. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta move over to this one.
Oh, you can use the mouse. The mouse is right there.
Ymca mouse. Yeah, with this, the next one over should be the one with the A minor. This reminds me of Star Trek when they read those things, then you go all the way through. You're getting there, you're getting there.
I'm getting closer. Yeah. Nope, that's the end.
Oh, you know.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm in the wrong one. One.
That's all right. You want to just touch it, right? We were doing our We were doing our PT Strummers class today, my senior group. And one woman usually uses her iPad, but she was using a computer. And she was like, trying to, and then she's going, oh wait, I'm used to my iPad. So anyway, so I like to call these, just stay on that first page for a minute. I like to call these the Fantastic Four chords. And if I get sued by Marvel Comics, I figure that's just more publicity for me, right? So these 3 chords that we've learned, we can play in a whole bunch of songs. Twist and Shout, La Bamba, all these different songs. Yeah.
A lot slower.
Yeah, but so if we add this one minor chord, then we can play a whole bunch more songs. I'd say with 3 chords, you can play like 70% of popular songs, and with these 4, you can play probably 90% of them. And what it is in the key of C, we're going to add an A minor chord, which is just your middle finger on the 2nd fret on the G string. It's like half of the F chord. Saddest chord in the world, the A minor chord. But I'll just show you a couple of different things you can do. Like Octopus's Garden. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. Or like through the storm we meet the shore. Give it all, but I want more. And I wait for you. A little bit different strum. I put the chords in a little different order, but they're still the same 4 chords. C, F, G or G7, and A minor. Okay? The Monster Mash. I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. I forgot what the rest of it was.
I love the count.
The YMCA are those 4 chords. I mean, there's a zillion songs, seriously, that are these 4 chords. And not to get too much into music theory, but in a scale, you have this is called the 1 chord, the 4 chord, the 5 chord, and the minor 6 chord. So the 1 in the key of C is C. Okay? So the 4, C, C, D, E. The 4 is F, right? After F is G, right? That's a 5 chord. And then it goes to A, which doesn't work in the usual alphabet, but that's the minor chord, the A. Okay? So we can talk more about that later. As we go along, depending how we get through some of these, I can talk to you a little bit about transposing, like putting in a different key. Because you'll notice there's a couple songs on here that are just in a rough key for me to sing. They're either too low. Have you ever had a song you try to play it and sing it? It's too low or it's too high. I can show you kind of an easy-ish way of doing that transposing. But for right now, we're going to use the C, which is our, what number chord? I'm giving you a hint.
Number 1.
1 chord. The F, which is our 4 chord. The G7th, which is our 5. And then the A minor, which is our minor 6. Yeah. Okay? Often that 6 chord, most of the time, is a minor chord. So, and there's I put some links on your pages there. Of course, you can't click on them. It won't go to your computer. But you
Like that screen?
Yeah, right. Yeah, this one won't do it either. But there's some, you'll see listings of all these 4 chord songs. There's just going, wow, I didn't know that was one. Like I said, I heard that Taylor Swift song, that All Too Well, and going, that's a 4 chord song. And actually, it was in the key of C too, so I was playing along with it. So let's just practice switching between these chords, okay? So you have your C chord, A minor. Then F is easy, right? You just put the one finger back. G7. Back to C. A minor. F. G7. Back to F. A minor. Oh, that's sad. F. G7. A minor. C. F. G7. And let's end on C. So that A minor is a pretty easy one to switch to, right? So let's take a look at a couple songs. The Monster Mash. I do have that, not in this book, but let me. I was working in the YMCA, you know, that's the one you can really.
I never know which way to do this.
To do what? Oh, yeah. And playing your ukulele at the same time, I'll tell you, it's really tough.
Key of C, the people's key.
The key of C is the people's key because, especially on an ukulele, because that is like the native key of the ukulele. Okay? And there is a song called The Key of C is the People's Key. Is that where you got that from, or did you just hear someone say that?
I always hear, I heard somebody say it's the people's key.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It doesn't really mean anything.
Oh, okay.
But on an ukulele, it's truly the ukulele key. Because an ukulele is the native key is a C. That's called a C6 chord. On a guitar, and if you think about it, here's an ukulele C, right? And you guys, a couple of you play guitar. What's the first chord you learn on guitar? It's this chord, a G chord, right? So G is like the native key of the guitar. And if you think about it, it's the same thing, right? C on ukulele, G on guitar. Get a couple more strings there. Or on a baritone ukulele. Well, you still won't have these two strings, you just have this, right? So, yeah, so it doesn't really mean anything except, but especially on ukulele, that's what everybody learns first is the key of C. Okay? So this one, Stand By Me, this might be a good one to try working on that arpeggiated strum on, okay? I was teaching a group of kids at Mount Hope School, and I'd play it, and there's one boy would always come up when I'm playing the song, he'd stand right there. I'm like, Connor, how come you're not playing your ukulele? Well, you said stand, you were asking people to stand by you, and I'm like, there's that. I go, okay, I'm proud of that one. I'm sure I would have done the same thing in 5th grade. I'd probably do it now. So, okay, so this one, and it's the same chord changes all the way through. C, A minor, F, and G7. So let me show it to you a little bit with the arpeggiated strum. Recognize that song, right? So let's take that, let's do it with the arpeggiated strum. We'll do it a little bit slower than that. And if you just get those chords changing so you don't really have to even look at them or pay any attention to them, then you can worry about the words and the melody and that kind of stuff. I like getting the strum internalized, so that's one less thing you gotta really think too hard about, okay? So we'll start off. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor, F, G7, and C. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand, G7. Stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon, A minor, should tumble and fall, and those mountains, G7, should crumble, C to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, A minor, I won't shed a tear, F, just as long, G7, just stand, C, stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Ready? Cha-cha-cha. Wow, that's a pretty good end. We've got our chops. We're getting our chops together. Any questions about that? I mean, as far as you know what to do, it just takes some practice. Let's see what else we have here in the old. Oh, here's one.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Where have all the flowers gone? That's a good thing to say in the fall. I don't know. I know where all the leaves have gone all of a sudden, right on my lawn. Wow, this is a long song. This is, I was teaching how was Kayla, like 13-year-old girl guitar. And we learned this song. Like she came back the next week. She goes, you know what my favorite song is? I go, what? Where have all the flowers gone? I go, well, it's so sad. She goes, that's why I like it. So I go, okay.
you did say 13, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I might have to switch it in the middle, so that means you guys gotta have to keep playing it. Yeah, right. Right. No pressure. No pressure. Okay, so if you see this is the same chord changes as we just did, okay? But then it does a little bit different thing. It goes back to the F here on that last line. Change it up a little bit. Okay? Let's just start with C. We'll use that arpeggiated strum again. Mm-hmm. We won't do a cha-cha-chop on it because that's just not right on this song. It sounds too happy
Bad
to
form.
do that.
Bad
Yes,
form.
exactly. So let's do that C. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where have all the flowers gone? F. Long time G7 passing. are the flowers gone? F. Long time ago. Where have all the flowers gone? Girls have picked them, everyone. Back to the F. When will C they ever learn? F. When will G some they ever see learn? Where have all the young girls gone? Long time passing. Where have all the young girls gone? Long time ago. Where have all the young girls gone? Taken young men, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the young men gone? Where have all the young men gone? Long time passing. Where have all the young men gone? Long time ago. Where have all the young men gone? Gone for soldiers, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the soldiers gone? Where have all the soldiers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the soldiers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the soldiers gone? Gone to graveyards, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the graveyards gone? Where have all the graveyards gone? Long time passing. Where have all the graveyards gone? Long time ago. Where have all the graveyards gone? Covered with flowers, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Let's just end it on a strum. Wow, good ending. So it's quicker switching than you think. When I'm going, oh, this is a nice slow song. I'm going, oh, we're switching pretty quickly. But this gives you some nice practice on just not going in that order all the time. Okay, then going from the F back to the A minor. Let's see. Let's do Octopus's Garden to end it up with. What do we got? 6 minutes. Riptide. That one's in the key of. Is Octopus's Garden in there? I thought I put it in.
Do the bumper.
I didn't put it in there. All right, doggone it. I'll have to add that.
Which one?
Stand by me again.
Stand by me? Okay.
Is that up? There it is.
There it is. All right, that'll be a good one. This one, too, I usually work with the Hiawatha Music Co-op up in Marquette. I told you my family's from up by there. So I do a lot of work in the alternative high school there with the ukulele. You know, kids that, for whatever reason, just aren't keeping it together in the regular public schools. So they have this great, and they have all kinds of arts and everything in there. And I kind of thought everybody would be, oh yeah, whatever. Here's some old guy with a ukulele wearing a Hawaiian shirt. But they really got into it. And then this one, they just love because it was kind of all that peer support, this standing by each other is what really got them through all this stuff. So it was really sweet. I like that. All right. So remember, there's nothing different you have to change as far as the order of the chords. Okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. C, A minor, F, G7, and C. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see, no, I won't be afraid, no, I won't be afraid, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. If the night that we look upon tumble and fall, and those mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand, cha-cha-cha, ready? Wow. We're ready to go on tour. Okay, so this week, well, we're not going to have class next Wednesday, right? Because it's Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So you have 2 weeks to practice. Oh. Because there's nothing else going on, right? Right? But no, try to get some practice in. Work on that A minor, F, G7, and try experimenting with going in a different order from chord to chord. Work on that arpeggiated strum. I really like that strum a lot, so you'll see me throwing it in a bunch of songs. Work on your cha-cha-cha. Keep your accent on the 2 and the 4, and have a happy Thanksgiving.
And you too.
Thank you. And you know, when you actually, if you want to, when everybody's over for Thanksgiving, you can take the video on the website and play right along with it for everybody. Woo-hoo! Or maybe do it kind of at the end when it's like time to go, right?
But first, a little more wine.
Yeah, okay, there you go.